So, hi, I hope you can all hear me. My name is Kenneth Christiansen. I work at Intel. I'm also a member of the TAG, but here I'm wearing my Intel hat and introducing the work we're doing on progressive web apps and Project Fugu. So, you've probably all heard about progressive web apps. So progressive web apps are these apps that are installable by using metadata from the web app manifest. These can also work offline, or you can create like custom caching strategies using service workers. The idea is that these can be integrated with the host OS to such an extent that they're indistinguishable from native apps. So for instance, here I'm showing a Chromebook. I'm going to a website for Pinterest. And as you'll see in the address bar, I get this nice install icon. I click on it, and it will actually allow me to install this application. So just clicking on that, and it automatically turns into this very native-like experience. But we also have gaps. There are a lot of APIs that are not available for these developers that are available on native. So for instance, here I have a picture of an app that is written, it's AutoCAD by Autodesk. It's partly using WebAssembly for the view. But for instance, if people send me these AutoCAD files, I'm not able to actually interact with them directly because I don't have access to my file system. So we really want to fix all those gaps. So this is basically Project Fugu. So Project Fugu is a project that was started by the Chromium team, so by Google, but with collaboration today by Intel and Microsoft, two companies also working on Chromium. So Fugu is a Japanese word for the pufferfish. So this is something people eat, but it's kind of dangerous. So if it's not prepared correctly, and you don't have the right education, well, you might actually end up killing people, and we wouldn't want to do that. So in the way it is, we're really trying to bridge the gap between native and the web, but we want to do it in a way that we keep the core tenets of the web, such as user security, privacy, and trust. But it also takes a long time to get all these APIs to the web, so you might be wondering what is the process for doing so. Well, the idea is that we start by identifying need and use cases, normally by talking to web developers, but also to partners. So both Microsoft and Google and Intel would be talking to partners and figuring out like what is needed on the web. Then we write an explainer, following the guideline from the TAG. Here we have a link to the explainer document, also known as the explainer. Then we will start like soliciting feedback, writing an explainer, try to get this idea going, interacting with both partners and the community. At some point, we'll end up with some kind of spec, which we will then be implementing in parallel inside of Chromium, and hopefully other browsers as well, going forward. Then when we think it's ready to get actual feedback, it will turn into what is called an origin trial. It means that specific origins, sites, can opt into using this API for a short period of time by getting a token that they'll put on their website. And the feedback we gather from that will then affect the spec and will end up hopefully with a good spec that at some point will be shipped. So this is a very short introduction. I only had 5 minutes, but I have 2 links here that might be of interest. One is a way that you can request a new Fugu feature if you have something that you really need to choose the web instead of native. And we also have an API tracker, which I can see if I can open here, if I'm lucky. Not sure that works. Okay, that doesn't work. But maybe if I'm very nice here. No, I cannot type here. Okay, sorry. Anyway, that's the tracker that will show you what we're working on, what's the current status, and when is the securing plan for shipping these APIs. With that, thank you for listening.